magicians like magic. Me attempting to start a topic about magic and the reality of it. I had someone say to me recently, oh, so you're a witch and you do spells and shit? And I said to this person, you cast a spell every single time you set an intention. Nothing without intention. If you are casting anything and there is not a intention behind it, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're messing with, when you are setting an intention, the intention is the number one piece and the number one part of what you are trying to manipulate. What is magic? It's simply manipulation of the elements. The way I look at it is element 5 that we forget, ether, aka space, which I equate to mind, right? So that is the piece of the puzzle which is going to connect everything together. I have to use it to set an intention, and then I must settle it so that work can be done. I don't really like to call it magic. I just feel like it's so cliche. That's me trying to, I guess, be different. Or maybe it's just I don't like the connotation that was put on it from like childhood magic is like I levitate a fucking teddy bear with my eyes and my brain, and you know, when I tried to do it, it didn't work. Therefore, I didn't believe in magic anymore. Nah, I just was given the wrong idea of what it was. I wasn't informed properly. And I had no idea what was behind the surface, behind the three-dimensional matrix. When I'm setting an intention, it's really important to trust myself and trust my instinct. I was in my favorite metaphysical shop. I was in there, I was standing in line, and there were two young girls, and they were buying candles and witchcraft books, and they turned around and asked me, what is your specialty in witchcraft? And I was baffled by this question, this notion that I should have a specialty or there would be a specialty. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of just do what my heart tells me to and go with that. And they were like, cool, you know. I got up to the front counter and I asked the guy that was working, what did that even mean? I've never been asked that question before. And he told me about like different kind of like magic and witchcraft and stuff. He had a particular one that he studied and practiced. And I'm like, cool. I study hermetics. I am a student of Hermes Trismegistus. Does that mean, is that my thing? Can that be my thing? And he was like, yeah, sure. I was like, yay, I have a thing. Really, not attaching to things is really important. But yes, I'm super into hermetics. It's really important for me, and it's that founding lay board for me of where information coincides to be correct. And honestly, it's the sounding board for magic. But when it comes to magic and setting an intention, I have my elements that I can use. So we've got our earth, air, fire, water. A lot of us forget about ether and the importance of ether and the mind and the space that is necessary. It's the presence. It's the what's right there, right now. And you can't have any of these other elements without it because there's no space to occupy. You can't put anything there because there's nothing there for it. So understanding this when going into it is super important. Embodying and completely immersing yourself in what you're setting is your most powerful, I don't want to say defense, but offense when you're going into it. I like to practice things of my betterment, and when it comes to me, I try to keep it more on staying in alignment. Because my view on this is I have a couple of choices. I can work hard to try to manipulate the universe to make it work for me, or I can get into alignment with the universe so that the universe wants to work for me. When I do this latter, I don't really need this. It's automatically going to happen for me. You know? I'm a human being. I fault. I have ego. It exists. I wish I could kill it, but I cannot. I've come to accept this. It's not about completely killing the ego. It's about being the observer of it so that it can be transcended. I mean, I guess you could call that killing the ego, but I mean, killing it to me implies like I'm gonna make this thing die. I'm gonna bury it. I see bury. You can't bury the ego. Like, this is the worst thing you can do. The ego loves burying shit because then it pulls it back up on you when you least expect it and attacks you with it. I like the idea that I observe it and watch it so I can recognize it, be aware of it so that I can transcend it. When it comes to doing anything in which you're manipulating the elements to serve you, what is your intention? Are you angry, scorned, resentful? You might want to watch what you're doing if those are your feelings when you're going in to fuck with the universe. The fact is, we may come from somewhere else outside of this physical, manifested plane, universe, place thing that we're in. But we're still here. You can't deny that. You can't deny we're still here in these matter, low vibrational matter density bodies that we're in. We're still here. You gotta recognize that. And the fact is there's light and there's dark. You can't beat the laws of what actually exists around you, no matter how much you transcend, how you get. You cannot make not be here what is. So, where are your feelings and your thoughts when you're going into this? Is it fear? Is it love? Is it hate? Remember, what you send into the universe will come back to you, cause and effect. So when you're able to take a second to see where your intention is and what you're doing, is it for your own betterment? Or is it because you think things are supposed to be a certain way? Again, if you're trying to manipulate things to serve you, there's a difference between that and trying to be in alignment so that things naturally come your way. There's a force. When you're forcing, things never, ever come good from it. Forcing things is never going to benefit you, no matter if it seems to at the moment. It might seem to at the time. It's not going to benefit you in the end. My suggestion is always to get into alignment. Check your motive. Check your intention. Stay in your fucking lane, you know? Stay in your lane. Why am I trying to set bad karma on another person? Dangerous things, you know? We'll all do what we choose to do. We will all have our own journey and our own experience. And, you know, if you choose that that's what you want to do, I can't stop you. And, you know, I kind of, in a way, don't want to. I'm just here to explain so that you understand and know what you're doing and know what you're getting into. Or maybe just need a reminder, you know? When I went into the health ritual, man, I was filled with fear, and guess what happened? When I went to close my eyes to practice visualization, not pretty things came up because I was in fear at that moment, and I had to stop and I had to regroup so that I could get myself together so that I could practice the proper visualization techniques. And I was very worried. You know, I kept trying to shove down, no, go away. I was in fear. And what popped up, you know? So that's my experience, and I'm simply sharing my experience. Hopefully to help, hopefully to remind, or maybe just because you like hearing weird ladies talk about intention setting. I don't know. Magic is still really cool. It's not like they said in the movies. I'm still waiting for my Hogwarts letter. It's cool. It's fine. It's on layaway. It's fine. It's still coming though. The movies made it so that it would be more appealing to us because it looks a lot better to us when we can touch it and we can feel it and we can put our hands around it and grasp it and do that with it. If I can't put my hands around it, then it's not as fun. Because we're talking about appeasing to people run by their physical self. If I can't see it, it ain't there. If I can't feel it, it can't exist. That's what we're appeasing to. That's what a majority of this world is appeasing to. Once we look beyond that, we can see that things are a lot different than what we were told. The first ritual I ever did, I was a kid, and I had a book, and it was a ritual to the moon. It was I think it was like classic Wiccan. And I was like, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know what's supposed to happen. And then nothing that I knew of, that I could see, and I could feel, and I could touch, like the movies told me magic did, happened. So I was like, okay, there's nothing to this. And as we get older, we realize, hopefully, that it is true, it is real, we have the ability, we can manipulate things with our minds. It's just not what we can touch. There's an element involved in it. It's one that we cannot see. It is space. It is time. We focus on trying to manipulate the physical, tangible things around us, not realizing that we align our mind to the things that we want, and those things will come, and that's how it works. It's not instantaneous. We are an instantaneous, I want results now society. I want to see it now. I have to have it now, or I won't be happy. This is the plague of a first world country. The more that we have out here, the less we have in here. And that just explains it. So yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know where to go from there. I guess I'm done. I'll do more, maybe, as it comes and goes.